Look here, let me tell you something. In 2025, I promise you, it's gonna be the fucking year of exposure. For all the motherfuckers that's been doing wrong and all the motherfuckers that's been done wrong. I came across an article, thanks to my uncle, Jimmy, posted this shit on Facebook. First off, shout out to Uncle Jimmy, fam. Salute to you, bro. Salute, fam. I had posted a video about a few months ago about how they were doing a forensic audit on all of the emergency funds from COVID or whatever. And now the plot thickens. So, I've seen this article here. Let's see. Not only did I see this article, but I also seen, obviously, Uncle Jimmy posting this on Facebook. So essentially, the housing authority is under fire. And hold on one second. Let me just adjust this ticker. Bear with me for a second. So I can pull that up proper. So today's is gonna be a quick little rundown on what I came across. Thanks to my uncle. And let's take a look here. So make sure I pull that up. So essentially, with those forensic audits that they did a couple months back for the housing authority, city of Milwaukee, essentially anybody that was in need of rental assistance here in Milwaukee County, doesn't necessarily have to be the housing authority, could be, another entity, but this is pretty much the gist of it. So long story short, they misallocated funds. Come to find out, it was like 3.2 million. A lot of people got evicted. A lot of people was facing eviction. Due to these funds not being there when they needed the shit the most. They took the money and gave it to the employees, pretty much. And I've been said that shit back on my previous video, talking about the forensic audit. So let's start off here before we get into this video. A report from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development details a list of issues within the housing authority of the city of Milwaukee, including significant financial mismanagement. The letter from HUD and report was addressed to the housing authority leadership, mayor and mayors Cavalier Johnson, and dated October 18th of 2024. It doesn't say it right here, but of 2024. The report wasn't made public until Wednesday, when the housing authority's new board of commissioners had their first meeting. And Jose Perez quotes, "It feels like this is the way they operate. This was in their hands for the 3 months. I can't put a finger on it, but it either feels like negligence or a cover-up that they don't want the public to know." I mean, what made you think that we was just gonna sit back? People after a while gonna start saying something, and not just, take a turning point on the story, but my situation personally, being a person that lives in a housing authority townhouse. Not only outside of that, me losing the job, getting sick and all top of that shit. Not in that order. Got sick, went back to work, got let go a few months later. Amidst all of this, the landlord that was over here, because she retired at the end of this year, her name was Pam. Pamela Talbot. For whatever reason, decided to enforce private towing people, a private towing agency, to basically come through here and monitor the parking lot. So my whole thing with that is, how the fuck do you hire a private towing lot for public housing? How does that work? It don't. That's the thing. It's a breach. That's illegal. You can't do that. Now, if it were Barada, if it was Barada Properties, I can understand that. But you're talking about the Housing Authority, City of Milwaukee. How the fuck you, as a landlord, hire a private towing lot? That doesn't even fucking make sense. How the fuck did that even happen? Y'all tell me, let me know if that makes sense or not. But anyway, for months, Perez says he's taking calls from the public housing tenants complaining of roaches, mold, and crime at Housing Authority properties. The HUD report accuses the agency of inadequately maintaining its properties and addressing tenant concerns. That is a fucking fact. Now, I ain't got no roach issues, no mice issues, nothing like that. For one, I'm a pest control agent, so that clearly ain't gonna never be the case, but I've never dealt with that. Worst case scenario, I had a whole bunch of crickets in like the summer and shit. I don't know how they be getting in. And spiders, obviously, but no rodents. But anyway, it was validated. All their concerns, their complaints, their pain was real, Perez said of the tenants. The report also said Housing Authority staff were providing inaccurate and misleading information to the agency's oversight board, and that's a fact. Investigators found that the financial staff did not have the knowledge or expertise to run a housing authority. HACM's financial staff are not sufficient in number and do not display professional competence for a public housing agency of the HACM size and complexity. The report reads. The report also said investigators found a $2.5 million discrepancy in the housing authority's financial reports. Do you have a clear picture of what they've been spending their money on and what they've been spending their time doing? Wisconsin 12 News reporter Emily Poloff says. Well, she asked. No, I don't have a clear picture, and it's obvious from the letter that the HUD doesn't either, Perez said. Federal regulators in the report argue that the housing authority have inadequate oversight due to an incomplete board of commissioners. The board is supposed to have 7 members, but it has been operating at just 3 members full time for months. So they've been understaffed, my bad. They've been understaffed. They really had nobody there. And on top of that, they weren't fucking qualified to begin with. Although there are 4 active board members listed, the chair of the board is currently sometimes attending board meetings, but not voting and or running the board meetings due to a recent medical event. Well, I'm just gonna say this, fam. Sometimes shit catch up with you. You know, God got a sense of humor, fam. Because of medical reasons, get your goofy ass out of here. Fuck you. Fuck that. Get your ass back up in here and get this money right, cake ass nigga. But anyway, Johnson is in charge of choosing candidates and be appointed to the board. The Common Council has final approval of these appointments. The HACM board has not had a full 7-member board since 2019, right before the pandemic. Indicating the appointment of the board members is a low priority for both current and prior mayoral administrations, the investigator said in the report. The report was made public just days after Milwaukee Housing Authority Executive Director Willie Hines, that nigga, announced his retirement. Hines told 12 News criticism of him or the agency played no part in the influencing him to retire. But see, this is the thing with these people in these positions, like, housing management, mayoral, they have a plan years in advance, so they know when to make their exit. So it's not like, oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Nigga, look, when 2020 jumped off and they started giving that federal funding for the emergency shit, you knew what time it was and you knew exactly when the fuck to take the step out. So let's not act like you didn't know the shit was coming, bro. You just trying to take graceful, bow, you know what I'm saying, your little swan song and just lead the scene like ain't nothing happened, nigga. You've been knowing what the fuck was going on. So you telling me this whole time you was the motherfucking head of the housing authority. All of this shit just went under the radar? So you wasn't in conjunct, you wasn't communicating with like the rent assistance people, the these different organizations, these different entities, like the what's that other place? What's the other place I'm talking about? The SDC, shit like that. You wasn't keeping up with them niggas? Like, what's going on? I'm not understanding. But anyway, though, he said 5 years ago I planned my retirement. And it says that Milwaukee Housing Authority said in a statement to Wisconsin 12 News that it is working with federal regulators on a recovery agreement to ensure the city's public housing meets federal standards. The Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee learned that the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee received a letter from the Department of Housing and Urban Development on October 18th. So this is when the shit pretty much hit the fan. This is pretty much when it all went down. Last year, October 18th, 2024. So they knew it was up. They knew it was up from there. And they said, we acknowledge the findings outlined in the letter following an assessment conducted by the HUD that these issues are serious and require immediate action for the Milwaukee Housing Authority to rebuild trust with its residents, partners, and the public. Yeah, it's going to take some time, fam. Because for one, let's say, I'm in this motherfucker. And so I can just say firsthand that it's been a lot of bullshit, a lot of unqualified motherfuckers moving over here that honestly shouldn't be over here, Seems like for the past 10 years, see, I've been here for 9. But over the past 10 years, because I've been in Berryland my whole life, been in housing authority my whole life. But about maybe 10, 15 years ago, fam, it was not as bad as it is over here. Now, anybody that lives in a housing authority crib can vouch for you. It wasn't that bad. Now, maybe West Lawn. Even though they got that shit reconstructed, it's still pretty ghetto over there. But, and that's another thing too. Where the fuck did all the funds go for the rest of the developmental properties for the remaining housing authority buildings? See, these buildings old as fuck. These motherfuckers been here for shit, at least the 50s. Ain't no telling what the fuck up in these walls. Asbestos, all types of shit. And then the maintenance on these motherfuckers is another thing. They'll do everything to work around, actually have to do work inside the units, which they have to do for damn near every last one of these motherfuckers. There's a lot of shit that could be poisoning the people. Mold and shit in the walls, all types of shit. But that's not a priority. But back to this shit though. The assessment identifies significant challenges across governance, financial management, physical asset management, and the capital fund program. HACM has taken steps to address many of these concerns and is collaborating with HUD and other stakeholders to finalize a recovery agreement. As commissioners, we are committed to establishing clear performance standards and timelines for HACM leadership and providing regular updates to the public and the stakeholders to ensure transparency as we execute these critical improvements. Look, let's watch this video. And so apparently they're supposed to be working on this shit pretty fast. But let's just go ahead and break down this video real quick. It's only about 2 minutes long, but I'm gonna stretch that shit about 10. Get my little 2 cents in this shit since I'm in the mix of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. Hold on. Let me make sure the audio for this shit show up. So y'all can actually hear it, Hold on just a second. My bad, I had a video pause like a motherfucker, but we finna run this shit back though. So anyway, like I was saying, most niggas don't want to be around niggas. Hopefully this ties into before I pause this motherfucker. But most niggas don't want to be around niggas, bro. And y'all know what niggas I'm talking about. Motherfuckers got thousands of people pulling up in front of the crib, bullshitting around, barbecuing and shit. All these motherfuckers showing up for you, but when it come time for you to do something, nobody's around unless you just celebrating the fact that you just got a check or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, fam. And you didn't go work for it. You just got handed it. You know what I'm saying? Some bullshit like that. I don't appreciate where this shit has went over the past fucking 15 years. The housing authority's been a fucking joke, bro. They move in anybody. They let anybody be the fucking landlord. They misallocate funds, mismanage funds. They got motherfuckers in a position that ain't supposed to be up in that bitch. And now we got this goofy ass motherfucker, the director, Willie Hines, all of a sudden just retiring. Like, nigga, they can still come after you, bro. If you're responsible for that shit, they can still pursue you, bro. Cavalier Johnson, hey, get on that nigga, bro. Fuck that shit. Fuck that, bro. These motherfuckers out here, they ain't no shit. They ain't no shit. Let's run this video back, though, while it was paused, though. Let's break it down.
A list of issues in Milwaukee's embattled public housing authority exposed in this report from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, addressed to the mayor and housing authority leadership, dated October 18th. But the public didn't know about it until Wednesday.
Well, it feels like this is the way they operate. This was in their hands for 3 months. I can't. It feels like negligence or a cover-up that hands for 3 months.
And Wednesday, that means this past Wednesday, which was the 28th of January 2025. And it pretty much hit the fan back in October, on October 18th of 2024.
I can't put a finger on it, but it either feels like negligence or a cover-up that they don't want the public to know.
For months, Common Council President Jose Perez says he's taken calls from public housing tenants complaining of roaches, mold, and crime at housing authority properties.
Our elderly, our most vulnerable.
Speaking facts. The fact that people have been sitting there saying this shit for years and now all of a sudden motherfuckers want to come in and, oh, hey, wait, this has been happening? Like, nigga, housing authority ain't no small entity, nigga. You got many areas. You got Lapham Park, Berryland, West Lawn, Park Lawn, South Lawn. Like, come on, bro. It's all across the city, my nigga. And you telling me that y'all just now turning y'all heads saying, oh, wait, hold on, what's going on over there? Like, why so late, my nigga? The fact that y'all got these landlords is approving any and everybody. Have y'all looked at the fucking statistics to see how many of these motherfuckers are on public assistance? Do y'all not consider the motherfucker that's actually going to work not getting no type of government assistance, even though the rent is fairly cheap, for this economy at least, and say, you know what, fam? Since they actually paying out of pocket and essentially paying taxes for y'all motherfuckers to be over here, let's put y'all in one section where y'all can be over here with this shit, and let's leave these people that's actually going to work, working hard over here. And not only that, let's just revamp all of this shit like we were supposed to do damn near 15 fucking years ago when the city was granted like $350 million. This is my mom's told me, fam. And we seen the improvement in West Lawn. We seen the improvement at Lapham Park. But you got about like 4 or 5 other areas as housing authority that haven't been touched. Same little brick houses. You ain't got to do shit to the outside, but the inside damn near need gutting. You know that for a fact. Mold and shit, all of that shit. A lot of motherfuckers reporting having roaches, having fucking bed bugs and shit from the poor maintenance of the people. Thank God I ain't got to deal with none of that shit, but I'm a pest control technician, so either way, I'm good. But I ain't got to deal with that shit. Worst case scenario, nigga, spiders and crickets. That's it. But these motherfuckers are dealing with bed bugs and roaches and shit. And then you got these motherfuckers that's dirty that came from roaches and bed bugs and shit moving over here. And now that shit getting over here because they keeping the same old fucking furniture, knowing damn well they had the shit over there. Now they got them over here. You know what I'm saying? But thank God I ain't have to run into none of that shit. Let's continue.
It was validated, all their concerns, their complaints, their pain was real.
Every night they're crawling all over me like I'm a dead piece of meat.
12 News is
Hey, yo, that shit is hilarious, dog. I'm sorry, bro. They be crawling all over me like I'm a dead piece of meat. And you can just tell by the voice she elderly, fam. I know she's just trying to make light of the situation, fam, but that's fucked up, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro. Like, you just trying to live your days out. Relax, chill, safe, secure. You can't even do that. You got motherfuckers driving around shooting. You got motherfuckers pulling up, blasting music. You got like 3 or 4 motherfuckers pulling up every other day randomly through the fucking night. You know, just weird, just random ass weird shit like that. The motherfuckers that got a life, whether they retired or whether they just work, don't care to be around, fam. Like, motherfuckers gotta understand, bro. Like, it's time to cut all of that shit off just because your ass don't work. I'm not talking about the elderly or the people that actually like need the assistance and all that shit, but just the motherfuckers that you know shouldn't be in the area that you in. Like, niggas don't want to be around niggas, fam. Niggas, not even niggas want to be around niggas. Cause you got the low ratchet motherfuckers that just spoils the whole thing. It's just like, and then that'd be the worst part. They be the motherfuckers that got the least amount of money that want to make the most noise and shit. Show both the most shit. Like, they got it like that. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all niggas, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. What type of people I'm talking about, bro. I ain't got to go into details, fam. Y'all know what it is.
been covering these tenant complaints for more than a year. Now, the HUD report says the housing authority can't provide safe and sanitary housing for its tenants. The report also says housing authority staff are providing inaccurate and misleading information to the agency's oversight board. Investigators found financial staff do not have the knowledge or expertise to run the housing authority, and there's a $2.5 million discrepancy in the housing authority's financial reports. Do you have a clear picture?
Nigga, it's probably $2.5 billion that they holding back. Fuck you talking about, nigga. For all we know. I know it ain't that much, but goddamn, like, that's all that y'all was able to snuff because motherfuckers probably put that money elsewhere, bro. I'm pretty fucking sure it's well over that 2.5 million.
They've been spending their money on and what they've been spending their time doing?
No, I don't have a clear picture, and it's obvious from the letter that HUD doesn't either.
We have a great team of staff here that's dedicated, they're committed.
This is the executive director of that shit. And sure enough, he came into play. He pretty much was the head executive director of the housing authority back in 2020. That's when he took over. But now all of a sudden he had a 5-year plan. So he basically came in for a cash grab and didn't dip. That's basically what happened, bro. Any real nigga can see that shit.
We have a new board.
The report made public just days after Milwaukee Housing Authority Executive Director Willie Hines announced his retirement.
What factor does the criticism of Hackham and of you play into that?
Not at all. Again, 5 years ago, I planned my retirement.
And that was Emily Pofall.
Now you saying 5 years ago you planned your retirement, but 5 years ago, that's when you came in this bitch. You came in 2020, nigga. So you planned your escape 5 years ago. So basically, you knew what the fuck was gonna happen, and then you said, "Let me step in, get the little cash grab, and then I'ma dip once this shit start falling apart, once the shit start crumbling, and they see the trails and all of that shit. Let me go ahead and grab my couple mil and then dip, cause they done took more than 2.5 million, bro. Please believe it was more than that. The fact that a nigga had to go through what I had to go through, bro, and I ain't asked for no sympathy, goddamn. I got through that shit. Damn near getting evicted, had to be on a whole payment plan for a whole fucking year, basically paying double the fucking rent. Got through that shit while in the midst of me losing a job. Finding another one. Like, bro, I ain't got time for that shit. You can't tell me shit, bro. I overcome a fucking lot, nigga. Overcame a lot, bro. You can't tell me a fucking thing, bro. Look. Can't keep a real nigga down, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
Reporting she received a statement from the Milwaukee Housing Authority saying the agency has taken steps already to fix some of these problems and they're collaborating with federal regulators.
Right on. That's what I like to hear. Work with the Fed to get this shit right. And it's another video I want us to see too. So this is the one that my uncle had posted on Facebook. Finna take a look at this right here. Let me cue it up for y'all. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and play this.
The Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee says prior leadership misused millions of dollars of federal funds. That money was intended to provide rent assistance. Instead, Hackham says the agency used it to pay staff, and now they're at risk of going bankrupt. Stephanie Quirk is here in studio with how they're now trying to clean up this mess, Steph.
Yeah, Ben, Hackham leaders says that they say this issue dates back to 2019, and now the agency must pay back $2.8 million or risk bankruptcy in as little as.
Now, let me just tell y'all this. See, they either pay back the 2.8 mil or file bankruptcy. If they file bankruptcy, that's not going to affect the housing authority at all. All that's going to mean is that what you doing with that dollar right there? Where's that going? Okay, hand it here. This is supposed to go to this person. It's not really doing much to the entity of the housing authority itself. If they do file bankruptcy, nothing's going to happen to the people, to the tenants. All that means is it's going to be overall firing people and hiring new people that's actually qualified for the fucking job, not just a bunch of motherfuckers that's just holding up space, don't know what the fuck they doing and just trying to pretty much siphon money into the pockets of the motherfuckers that's running the organization. So basically what that's saying is that we gonna dismantle all of this other shit, all these people that was in the fray, you know what I'm saying, during this whole pandemic fiasco that took the money and siphoned it, did all this other shit with it. We just gotta completely dismantle this shit entirely and bring in new people that's gonna do the shit how they were supposed to do it by the book. That's pretty much what it's saying.
45 days.
We will be
Hold on. Run that back, Turbo.
And now the agency must pay back $2.8 million or risk bankruptcy in as little as 45 days.
So my whole thing is, when they do, if they can, I know they not, but let's just say hypothetically they do pay back this 2.8 million within 45 days. Does this money go back to the pot, which means that people can draw from it and get rent assistance now? Or does that mean that when they do get that back, hypothetically, that the people that filed for the shit and couldn't get it back then, that was qualified, get cut a check? That may be a bit of a reach because, you know, there's a lot of people out there now still suffering that need the shit. So I ain't gonna trip on it too much if I can't get shit from it. But all I'm saying is, bro, I went through hell, my nigga, and I managed to get out of it with none of that shit. Losing a job, getting another one. I made it work. So a lot of other people can't say the same. There's been many evictions over here specifically. Ain't no telling where else in the housing authority has been eviction at, but I know goddamn it's been a lot here. A lot of motherfucking U-Haul trucks over in this motherfucker. So I don't know, fam. Let's see. We'll see.
We will be sure from this point forward that transparency will be the rule of order.
It was only a few months ago that Bradley joined
so.
the finance team for Milwaukee's Housing Authority.
On some recent financial developments that have come to light.
Look, and it sound good, bro, but I'm not gonna hold you, fam. He kind of sound like he from New York, bro. And what makes me feel skeptical about this nigga, even though he just got there a few months ago, is that the landlord that was over here before the end of this year, she sound like she was from New York too. They had this New York accent, fam. y'all motherfuckers are con artists, bro. I can't sit here and act like I can't trust your word, bro, because the motherfuckers over here been going through hell. You got all the motherfucking elderly people that's retired and shit, you know what I'm saying? Gotta put up with all these young niggas and these new niggas, these goofy ass fatherless homes with these baby mamas don't give a fuck about the kid, the iPad kid. Go sit over there and play with your iPad. Don't raise them, latchkey kids, all types of shit. We need an overall, bro. Get these motherfuckers up out of here immediately, nigga.
And Leak didn't take long to find a multi-million-dollar problem.
The intent was not to say we will be going to bankruptcy in 45 days. It was that if we did not swiftly act, and during this week, we would be.
Since 2019, Hackham says the agency's former management incorrectly used $2.8 million of Section 8 federal funds to pay staff. Now officials say the Central Cost Center owes back that money, or they could go bankrupt.
Wanted to be transparent.
Hackham outlined a number of acts.
Yeah, so what that means is y'all gonna get hella cuts. Y'all not finna be getting the checks y'all think y'all deserve and shit because y'all been sitting there siphoning money this whole fucking time. You're not getting a fucking dime. It's either you find another fucking profession or you deal with the cuts that's coming. But I mean, at the end of the fucking day, even though you shouldn't keep your job, if you qualified, you're gonna keep it if you got caught up in the midst of it. But damn, if that's the case, then why the fuck ain't you say nothing? Why ain't you try to do anything to correct this shit? You just said, I ain't gonna say nothing. That's the problem with these niggas in Milwaukee, bro. It's like they see the shit, they don't say nothing about it or do anything about it. They just like turn their head, I'm not gonna say nothing. Coward ass niggas, bro. Shame on y'all, bro. Shame on you niggas, bro. You knowing that's going on, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Try to rectify it. Fuck you. Goofy ass.
Actions it took to cut costs during a special meeting Friday. The agency let go of 24 staff members and implemented a hiring freeze.
We apologize.
Let go 24 staffing members, so I know my landlord was damn sure one of them, Pamela Talbert. To get that goofy bitch the fuck up out of here. Thank you. We got a new landlord in here that's had 15 years experience in real estate, according to her. 15 years in real estate. So how does that equate to tenants paying rent outside of make sure you pay your shit on time because you got some shit to pay? Hopefully she's not nowhere near as bad as Pamela was. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sorry.
While the new Board of Commissioners is now focused on fixing the issue.
And doing it with transparency and accountability and apologies. But, fundamentally, this isn't their mess.
Some renters and leaders from the advocacy group Common Ground are turning their attention to the official that was in charge, Willie Hines.
Scammed Milwaukee,
right?
Scammed poor people.
Exactly.
And now these folks have to play cleanup for him.
Hoping the issues they've outlined.
Bro, thank you. He pretty much wrapped it all up right there. Now the new people that's in got to pretty much play clean up and catch up from all of his bullshit. But he acting like he don't know what the fuck going on. But just all of a sudden you want to retire. Nah, what shit. Man, hey, yo, Willie, if you watching this, bro, please lay low. Because there's a lot of niggas that's going to be on your head, man. Because they know you got it. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? You better act like you know something, nigga. For real, bro. I'm telling you, bro, you better lay low, bro. Not me, bro. I'm saying, though, because niggas gonna see this video and they probably live in House of 32 and they gonna be like, bro, that's the motherfucker that was in control of all this? Yes, nigga, him. He's the motherfucker to blame. He was the head of all of that shit for the last fucking 5 years, nigga. He's the one you want to target. I'm just gonna leave it there.
For years, get cleaned up, too.
We've been underperforming too long. Yes. Yeah. Too long.
And just.
And she was probably, I ain't gonna sit here, you know what I'm saying? She's sitting up there crying. It could be crocodile tears, who knows? But I'm saying, though, she probably was like, hey, this needs to go like this. But then Willie Hines came down and said, nah, bitch, we gonna do it like this. Give me that bread. You know what I'm saying? It be shit like this. These corrupt organizations be like that, where you have people working under you that's actually trying to make a difference. But because of the fucking policy and how the head director got shit running, it's kind of like, we can't really do nothing because this is what this motherfucker want. A lot of people at y'all jobs, y'all already know what the fuck I'm talking about, fam. Shit that makes sense don't make sense, but they want you to do it and shit. Shit that don't make sense, but it'll make sense to implement this and do it this way. They be like, nah, well, we gonna still do like this because the CEO wants this or the CFO wants this shit. Or the COO, whatever. But it's bullshit at the end of the fucking day. But, yeah.
For a little background on this, Hines abruptly retired without any disciplinary action at the end of last year.
See what I'm saying?
Hackham also says it reached an agreement to partner with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development on a recovery plan. You can read more on that on the Fox Local mobile app. Ben, Sam?
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know, fam. We're going to close this one out. What's your thoughts, fam? Let me know in the comment section. I done said my piece. Go check my video that I made about this a couple months ago. Check out millerthyme.life for all of your holistic health needs. It's been real, y'all. Until next time, take care, fam.